Are we filming? Yes, we are. So welcome to another review in this case. This is an intriguing binder. Let me show you inside. Isn't that lovely? So, Norman and Hill, lovely embossing here. I just love that, not embossing, sorry, it's, this is, I don't know how they do this, but I would love to see modern filofaxes with this kind of labelling rather than just the cheaper stamping onto the leather. I really like that. Okay, Norman and Hill. This model is the E199, which is a designation that was used literally for decades, courtesy of the filofax catalogue database. I can see that the E199 was a model number in the 1937 catalogue, so I wonder how far back the E199 goes. Certainly it was used, this designation was used right up until the end of the vintage era. So all the way up to sort of 1979-80. But this is a lovely thing. Let me read this to you because I think it's a fantastic thing. Lefax, leaf plus facts, a pocket-sized system. I've got my wrong glasses on here. A pocket-sized system of loose-leaf data sheets and blank forms for keeping facts at your fingertips, which is exactly what it is. Property of, and then underneath, all Lefax and filofax supplies obtainable from, and then there's space for a dealer stamp here. I like that. I like that dashboard. I think it's a lovely thing, but there are some intriguing things about this. But first of all, let me compare this with this is a 3CL, a vintage filofax 3CL, another slimline, another binder with 1/4 inch rings, ostensibly the same size. But look at this. If I compare the width first of all. This one is wider across here, and also if I just match them up to the bottom, look, it's actually slightly taller as well by 0.5 centimetre. So a slightly bigger binder. Here we go. But let's have a look. Okay, so this popper is made by Nui, and it's got a patent number. It says Nui and then a patent number on the inside of the popper. Much smaller than the later vintage binders, quite dainty, and just very, very nice. The popper seems to have I don't know what it's made of. It's some sort of plastic material, but it's it has none of the cracking that you would associate with many of the vintage binders. But there are a couple of, well, there's three intriguing points with this binder. First of all, the pen loop. Now this pen loop is so small, it's so tight that not even a pen insert will fit. So I wonder what the reasoning was behind that, because you certainly wouldn't be able to fit a pencil in there. It's just tiny, absolutely tiny. But it won't even fit a pen insert. That's the first thing that's intriguing. The second thing that's intriguing is the material. Now, this isn't leather. It looks leather, but it's a man-made material, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what this is made of. A lot of the sort of early man-made materials are based on some sort of cellulose impregnation of a cloth base, a woven base. But if you look at this, if you look at the shiny inside of the flap here, it's there doesn't seem to be any sign of like a cloth base, but in other parts there does appear to be some. Where are we? I'm not even going to open it because I don't want to wreck it. But it's got these. It's got one full length flap, and then 1, 2, 3 pockets, and then you've got a gusseted flap. If I can show you this, so quite a large gusset there. I don't want to open it too much. So I don't know what the material is. And then the third intriguing thing is the ring mechanism. Now, I'm just going to press my thumb on the top, and as you can see, it just opens the top 3 rings. And if I do a similar thing to the bottom, you can see that the ring mechanism is 2 independent mechanisms operating in this binder. Now, I don't know when independent mechanisms were superseded by the more conventional mechanism we see today. But it's the only model, the only binder in my collection at the moment that has this, and I'm assuming that marks this out as quite an early model. But how early, I don't know. There were plenty of man-made materials that were like leather look, going back to the beginning of the 20th century, the 1900s, and even earlier, some of them. So that's the fact that it is some sort of man-made material is not indicative of the fact that it's a more recent vintage binder. This could be quite early, but I don't know. The model number, the E199 model number was a model number that they used in. Certainly, I was looking at a catalogue on the filofax website, and it was certainly used in 1937, and another catalogue I looked at was 1979. I'm just assuming that the model E199 was used certainly between 1937 and 1979 continuously. But interestingly, there's no mention of this man-made material against the listings for E199. So I don't know. I just don't know. But it is a nice thing, isn't it? Flatability test. Well, obviously that's something that we need to look at. Well, I mean, you can't get better than that. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect flatability, which is perhaps unusual for a man-made binder. I mean, if you look at a modern man-made binder, the flatability is well, it just isn't there, is it? But the construction, if you look at the way the binder is formed, if I can just show you how those marks and indentations suggest that flatability was something very, very much in the designer's minds when he makes these, because I mean, I'm banging on again about flatability, aren't I? But I just see it as so obviously essential. It almost beggars belief that that's something that sometimes doesn't seem to be part of the design specification. You know, can you imagine a car where you couldn't open the door unless you held it open while you got in? You know, I mean, people would be up in arms about it, wouldn't they? So it's a nice thing. I'm not currently using this in anger, and I probably won't, because I think it's just nice to have in my collection without being used. I mean, a lot of them are used and I rotate them because I enjoy them, but this one, because it has a certain amount of age, and also the plastic, or I call it plastic, but who knows what it is, but there is a small amount of wear, and so I don't want to tempt fate, and I'm not sure whether this mechanism will last forever. I mean, it could do, but then again, I'm quite happy with this one to not use it at all, and it's just a nice thing to have. But anyway, thank you for watching my review, and until next time, goodbye.